Yo, morning guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is a psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, obstacles in our lives, also a civil improvement process to reach the goals and ambitions that we set for ourselves as well as those around us. If you'd like a brief introduction, brief breakdown, and summary into the Ahn Rho Project, how we turn it into domains of life, sub-series, analogies, and so on and so forth, you can check out the previous live streams for the past 3.5 years, straight to January 2021. It's all there, including more updated versions. And so without further ado, let's dive into the second segment today, which is a directory, a table of contents, not directory. And so today, I would say there are roughly about supposed to be 10 different segments as usual across this 15-minute live stream. Won't take up too much of time. But the fact is, right now I'm in a rush. Right now I have about maybe 20 minutes left to complete this stream and editing afterwards so that I can hit up a call with my cousin. And so I'm just going to go through the most urgent things we have for today, and the rest we can save for another live stream, hopefully tomorrow morning or later on today. So without further ado, I'll break it down. Table of contents, usually the introduction is first, table of contents second, third is kind of like this kind of disclaimer section about what to expect on stream, how we're conducted honestly, and non-PC. We're not going to shy away from PC topics. After that, we go into the first portion of content, which is phase 1, has all the digital stuff. Segments 4 to 7 cover photography, dietetics, nutrition. That's one of them. Another one is metrics, databasing, and Excel spreadsheets, kind of tracking life as we go along. Next one after that or before that has to do with the directory, so a compilation of all the media assets from this live stream to the audio recordings and so on and so forth. And then the last digital segment, or actually I think the first one really, or somewhere in between, is supposed to be about media assets, like you see on the left hand side right here next to my hand here. That's from Confucius, it says, but I don't know if it's really from Confucius. Basically something from like educational purposes or media files like social media. After that, segments 8, 9, 10. 8 is more active. We get up and move around on stream like I am going to do on this stream. It's going to be largely focused on the things we need to get rid of immediately that are physical items, things that need to be put into the fridge, things that need to be tossed away as garbage. Another segment would be segment 9. After that, we have to try to reorient that and say that's probably supposed to be part earlier into the stream in phase 1. But basically I would sit down and talk about things I can't visually show you guys, so that's kind of got to do with how do you put it, relationships, storytelling, commentary, and so on and so forth. After that, 10 and 11 are pretty straightforward. I try to get back to any of you guys have comments or have any sort of funny memes or jokes you want to leave on the side, go ahead. I know it's a little bit serious, but on stream, but we'll get to that in a second. And then we'll wrap up with the take-home message, which is segment 11. So without further ado, segment 3, disclaimers, right quickly. We're going to be real, raw, and genuine. We're not going to shy away from the good, the bad, and the ugly on stream, because this is, by analogy, the Ahn Rho Project, partly a time capsule of my life. Second thing I have to mention, it's a high utility stream. It means it has to be of benefit to me and eventually towards other people. Otherwise, there's not much point in doing this. And it doesn't mean that you can't, leave jokes and try to crack and try and lighten up the atmosphere. That's totally fine. It's just that understand it's a very purposefully driven stream, if you can't tell already. And last but not least, we do, because we have a purpose and goals and objectives to tick off the checklist, it means that I do apply a little bit of game mechanics over to the Ahn Rho Project. So it's not just a business or project, or it's also looking at life as a game as well. Without further ado, let's move into the directory. So can't show that today. I think that's going to be something I'll be doing in the later live streams tomorrow morning and afterwards. What I'm going to do right now is just try to put a handle on the things that I can get rid of immediately. So I have this kind of media assets, so I want to skip the 4th segment and go directly into the 5th segment. We have this little screenshot here of Confucius. It says we have 2 lives. The second begins when we realize we only have one, and that's from Stoic Reflections. And so right here we have a page once again that I follow, and this is not my stuff, so for copyright purposes, this is not my stuff. This is attributable to Stoic Reflections. I just happen to have this here that I want to get rid of it immediately, and just say that it's a very powerful quote. There's some comments that say that that's not actually from Confucius. I'm not really particularly concerned about that. I'm just concerned about the value that has, and it clearly has a lot of value in it if you can understand what it means and you realize the value of time and what you can do with it. With that being said, let's move on to the stuff that I really want to cover. So there's a photography here of very important things I want to get rid of. So you can see here that there's a lot of scanning. I'm going to maximize this a little bit. You can see that there's a marker, there's some invoicing from one of the businesses that I have going down basically in nutrition. But many of the products here that are being scanned, that's the main highlight I first have to get rid of. There are some items I purchased yesterday as gifts for my colleagues at the workplace who I treat as family because honestly, most of my life, that's a very touchy subject. But the point is, I want to create a drop leg as well as some equipment for my colleagues before I resign. And actually, I've already resigned, before I leave. And so all that kind of stuff, we had the Sharpie markers. You can see the screenshots. I took a picture, I took a scan of them because I wanted to document, and let me lower the volume of the music. I want to document all that kind of stuff as the raw materials required to make what I'm going to make for them. We also have on the very bottom with this West Isle brand wallet, it says RFID protection. So I bought this as a sort of experimental thing. I'm wondering if I can sort of cut off, maybe using a pair of shears or a utility knife, and try to embed that into the cell phone pouch that I have, so to protect myself from a bit of radiation. I don't know if that's how it works, but that's one thing I had to do more research into. But basically, it was like a $4 wallet. If it doesn't pan out properly, I research and I find out that it's not really going to protect me from any radiation at all, because I have like 3-4 devices on me attached at all times. Sometimes there's like all of them are on, and I just want to protect myself a little bit better. If it doesn't work and doesn't serve a purpose like that, I'll just use the wallet as a wallet itself. We also have some scanning of the plastic knives, so I did that as well. And again, that's just something that I have to start to use, realizing that sometimes I purchase some pies and I want to share that with my domestic guardians and my brother, who is family to me. And so in that case, I would have to take some knives and just cut things up. So we have some stuff there. We also have, once again, in the middle right there, invoices. You'll see very soon in segment 8, really, that basically it's for the automatic orders on a monthly basis. We also have some stuff here from Usana Health Science itself, so that's got a promotional card. And at the very top here, you can see that's sort of some copy of some messages that I have sent back and forth. And so that's on the top right hand side here. This should actually be a segment 5. Like we said, we covered the media asset early this morning, having to do just about 2 minutes ago, having to do with that quote from Confucius, or rather not Confucius but someone else. The point is, we're on our way out, right? And there's a digital asset saying that we're kind of recovering in this recovery phase for the past 10 months. I'm trying to wrap things up really quickly, but there's a lot of stuff to do, so things feel very abrupt, and it's like every day is just a new challenge, multiple new challenges. Yesterday I just started to realize a lot about vulnerable narcissists, and I also learned a lot about CPTSD, so complex PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome disorder, and I've been trying to put these two together and start to realize a lot about basically the bloodline from my grandfathers down to my father and mother over to me, and the influence I've had on my workplace as well. And it really sucks. I think you can tell the tendencies even just from the live stream. I can tell from the way I'm doing the live stream. And so I've been learning a lot of that, and that's a shout out to Dr. Todd, by the way. I believe Grant Todd, I can't remember. But anyways, so it's just a whole lot of stuff, and I feel like, am I on my way out? Are we going to make it out? It feels like the light at the end of the tunnel it's there, but I never feel like I'm getting closer. Anyways, let's move on. We also have on the title, not just the name, but you can see $463 divvied up into 387 portions, and that's because actually I should say that's more like 50, maybe about 60 items, not 387. Basically, it's a combination of what you see in the backdrop there, all that Usana products combined with all the grocery items that I have over in region D4 and D3 for the products from Usana. So basically about $463 across 2 months, worth of supplementation and nutritional products, business products, plus the grocery items, which is only really about $65 from yesterday. So we're going to cover about that. Plus we have some gift items, so that's why it says $15 divvied by 6. So that's actually some stuff I received from my colleague, my partner, business partner in Uzana Health Sciences. She made some sticky rice as well as some dumplings, Chinese dumplings, and as well as some gift items that are Uzana oriented. And so there's some active health nutrition stuff there too, and I'd like to get to that. Okay, so with that being said, I've sort of covered the screenshot, the photography here. There's a lot more photography to cover. I can say that, for example, we have right now, I'm going to showcase some photography, just a few, basically this kind of the dumplings as well as the sticky rice for the Dragon Boat Festival upcoming soon. And then she also sent me this, so the music's going to cut off, okay? And you can see this is a she sent me this over on one of the messaging apps. That there's this little bumblebee here taking nectar from and pollen from all of our flowers in the garden. So it's really nice. And KW is an amazing person in general, and I'm really grateful for her. So she's been really putting up with a lot. She's been very patient with me recently as I've been trying to overcome a lot of domestic issues. But anyways, that's her really lovely garden with this bee, and it's really cute and it's really nice, really sweet. So I'm gonna remove that. And okay, now what I want to do is very quickly, let's stand up in region D1 here, D3 on the floor, D4 against the wall, as well as region B1 and A7, A8. There's a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to try to cover whatever we can the next 3 minutes or so that we can get ready to toss out the trash and work through some inventory that needs to be put into the fridge. So very quickly, let me put on the music again just slightly. Maybe I should just run the bee, let the bee keep buzzing. But okay, so we have this. This is a new item I purchased yesterday. It's just some jalapeno chips. Try it out. You can see on the inside there's a bunch of trash inside, like spoons and napkins and stuff like that. So this really, I'm going to move over to region D1. Just say that's garbage. And say that in region D1 we also have on the top here some garbage I forgot to toss out yesterday as well. This is me anticipating overtime work, not having overtime work, and so there's a lot of junk there. So both of this is just trash. This is a new kind of bag of chips I purchased yesterday. So it's just garbage there. But we also have here on the side here some health pack items, and this came from inside this box. You can see it's completely full, and the health pack was actually up there in region C1, C2. You can see a whole bunch of those. I took one of them out because it's about the second last box of health pack I have here, and I'm going to take maybe 3-4 more, and then I'm going to have to move these over to region A5 here, over to the table next to the canisters, and then we'll be ready for the next week. So again, everyone will use about half, and then the next half I save it for the ones I bring to work. In addition to the health pack, I need to put this health pack back into region C1, C2. So I'll take out the wrap, I'll close the box off stream, and this is garbage. Same thing with this paper napkin here, trash. And then you turn to the side here in region A7, A8, you see 3 receipts. One's from Shoppers Drug Mart, one from No Frills, and one from Dollarama, which is again the $65 at the very top right hand corner. About 27 different items purchased yesterday, including some of that which is gift items, which is what you see here from the previous week's similar stuff that I'm making for my colleagues. So I stashed the receipts over here in region A5. Turn to the side. Oh, right here, B1. Very quickly, this paper towel stuff, tissue paper is also recyclable. I'm going to toss it away. Remove this back up here after we move the gift items. If we can make it and complete the construction of everything, I will move all the gift items over here and save it in B1 for later on when I can finally give it away to my colleagues. Alright, we have 45 seconds left. What can we get done that really needs urgently done? So here on D3, we have next to it also D1, 6 invoice receipts, as well as 2 more here for me personally. These are for my clients. Then we have some active nutrition stuff here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of these that I took a scan of everything as well. So the paperwork needs to be filed away over there in region A7. We also have, very importantly, the photographs I took here inside this bag, gift items that go to the fridge. Dragon Boat Festival, we see the sticky rice as well as the dumplings, share with my guardians as well as my brother. And last but not least, over here we have 5 items here which will continue on tomorrow morning. There's all the stuff that I scanned earlier and showed on stream. So that being said, see you tomorrow morning or later today. I gotta go.